All right. And welcome back to another exciting episode of Rough Sketch the Final Draft of Season 5. Here we are, fam. We are 47 episodes in deep, and we have an amazing guest today that is going to kick off the 47th episode. The amazing Tobias. He is a hero of mine. I'm honored to have him here on this incredible show. He is someone who has been incredible in the fitness world. He's inspiring. He's changed people's lives for, I would say, over 20 years. From fitness to mental to financial. He's got a business that's thriving. He's an amazing father. He has amazing family. And we're just here to continue our growth journey for this season. So without further ado, here is the amazing Tobias Young for you. Tobias, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. I feel blessed. And Coach Adam, thank you so much for having me on this awesome show, man.
Yeah, buddy. You know it. Well, we're here to talk about you today and growth, as we always do in this amazing channel. It's a privilege to be able to have individuals who are changing industries. We just had a spiritual guru. We had a life coaching guru with Coach Dea, and now we have someone who's in the fitness world. What draws you towards fitness and changing people's lives there? Let's start off easy for the audience there. How about you?
Yeah. Well, that's a loaded question. So if you want to say what kind of got me into fitness, we have to rewind the time, and this is going to go way back. So till when I was a young boy. So I grew up with a single mom. I didn't have a dad growing up. We were poor, didn't have much money. We're moving around a lot. My mom was an alcoholic on and off, and I didn't have a male role model in my life. And when I was 10 years old, I just broke down crying one time inside the car. I was just riding with my mom, and I was just like, I just need guidance, because like we were bickering back and forth. Guys, they need a male role model. And so the very next day, she got in touch with the Big Brothers program, and they set me up with the Big Brother, and he literally changed my life. And he was the best man at my wedding. He's still one of my very best friends. And, long story short, when I was 12, he got me the first gym membership of my life, because he knew that I needed like some kind of an outlet. And I had a lot of frustrations and things in there too. And so I started working out, and he got me some personal training lessons to just kickstart my whole journey. So I knew, at least the foundations on kind of, a starting point. And then I would always aspire to be like him, right? He was, a former athlete. He was like 6'3", and I see him, he was doing all the curls and doing all his stuff. And I was like, oh man, I couldn't wait till I can, lift half the amount of weight that he was, lifting with his journey. Like about 20 years ago, the roles were kind of reversed, and he's like, man, I wish I was doing half the weight. Like, it was just funny. It's just kind of like complete reversal in there too. But that's what got me started. And then from there, I got into sports. I did a lot of sports growing up. So I started with soccer and got into baseball. I got into wrestling. Wrestling was kind of like my main sport in junior high and high school. I did a little bit of boxing. Then I got into football, and I played junior college football. I had some injuries. Then I got into bodybuilding because I was tired of cutting weight, for all the wrestling and things in there too. And now, I wanted to be able to build and be strength, because when I was a little kid too, I had an idol on TV. It was Lou Ferrigno with The Incredible Hulk. I used to watch that TV show. I used to have a shirt that was like ripped, and I would like literally rip it off and like flex around my apartment, all around the place. That was kind of like one of my things that I remember too, because I couldn't even go outside at the time, because like we lived in, at least some of the times, it was not the type of neighborhood you just go outside and play around it. So yeah, that got me started on my journey. And then from there, I got into personal training way back in 1999, because I wanted to be able to help more people be able to change their lives as well. Quickly rose up the ranks in the corporate gym world, set some sales records and things at some of the gyms that I worked at, and quickly rose up the corporate gym chain. And then, obviously got into gym management, and then I got into online training, and the rest is history, man.
Amazing. It's quite the history, by the way. So kudos to you for a life well lived, my friend. And you've got many more years ahead of you. Thank you for sharing your incredible journey. And shout outs. I didn't know that part of your journey. I did not know that there was that influence with either Lou Ferrigno or your childhood hero growing up. So shout outs to both. God bless you. You made this man who became a hero of mine. And just for the audience as well, I'm happy to share this. A couple of years ago, I think it was like 3 years ago, I was looking for a training program. I didn't know that you had created one, and I happily got onto Instagram, and I fell upon your system, and we reconnected. And again, what you have to offer is absolutely incredible. Fam, the links will be down in the links down below. Go show him some love. I'll probably say that like 5 more times. But at the same time, I mean it. Now, as far as it goes from becoming an amazing role model to so many and to being a great father after not having one, and I hold space for you with there, I didn't have a mother. I was raised by a single father. So we're literally the yin and yang in this duplicitousness here. I guess that's always why there's always been a good resonation there with you and I. How do you see that your fitness career has grown into you becoming even a better father and a better role model? Share a little bit about that. Let's get Dr. Phil for a couple seconds here.
Yeah, I mean, I think fitness it builds the most important thing, which is good habits, right? So there's a reason why people are fit. It's because you develop the habits of doing the things day in and day out that not necessarily are the most glorious. And, it's kind of like brushing your teeth. Like, you got to brush your teeth. You just freaking do it. Like, so for me, I've established that habit of working out, eating the right type of foods, fueling my body with the right type of nourishment. And for me, that passes down because obviously when you have kids, they see everything that goes on in the house. And if they see you sitting on the couch all day long, watching Netflix, drinking beer, Al Bundy, belly sticking out, just like, eating ice cream all day. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to think that that's the norm. They're going to think, oh, that's what you're supposed to do, right? That's why obesity is a crazy epidemic because that's easier. It's easier to sit on your rear end. I don't know if you can, say ass. sit on your rear end all day and like literally do nothing. Whereas fitness actually involves, hey, you got to get up. You got to make a commitment. You got to actually, buy the right type of foods. Yes, you're going to spend a little bit more on getting healthy foods, right? You have to learn how to meal prep. You have to, do all the things necessary. And for me, like, them seeing me go through that, and I competed for 16 years at a very high level. I even turned pro and did all those things, which you know about, Adam. And I was, sponsored by a big supplement company and so forth. And so I had to do magazine shoots all the time. Like those type of things, they see the sacrifice. Now they're thinking like, whoa, like eating clean, working out, like that's normal. And I don't force anything on them. I just, obviously try to always install good habits. But I think because they see that, they see my wife working out, they see me working out, they see us eating healthy foods, and we still have our pizza on sometimes. It's not like,
Sure.
never eat a donut or I don't really eat donuts, but I like cookies. But you know what I'm saying? That I think has created the perfect pathway for, developing your kids. And it all starts, that started with my fitness journey.
Yeah. I love it. And honestly, and this is someone singing your praises as well. I mean, fam, Tobias's journey has been absolutely incredible. It's one of the ways that I found you years ago when I was in my youth. I went to a gym in Shape City and I saw your photographs up on the wall. Then I found somewhere that you were on the magazine cover of a fitness magazine that was in a GNC. And I just kept on seeing you. I mean, you had the inspiration of Lou Ferrigno. You were inspiration to so many of us in that regard. And just incredible with your years of being a pro, all the discipline, all those traits that you legitimately started to acquire into your toolkit. I think that I could definitely be one, and I'm sure that many out there that will see this that are your followers as well. And for the fam that's going to come and see you now that we're introducing you to, you embody it, Tobias. You always have. Even when I first met you a long time ago at one of the In Shapes, a long time ago, long time ago, you were a gentleman, you were professional, you were straightforward, you were humble. We all were there to basically, kind of shoot your praises and think the world of you anyways. And you've always been able to embody that. So I think it's amazing that you're able to pass it on to your family and really kind of be that role model. Now, I'm going to kind of, with that caveat, into your business world. How do you like shaping that as you mentor individuals with their business? And how does that show up for you there? That kind of, runs the same line. So I'm just kind of giving you a softball here, obviously, because you get a chance to do so much good coaching with people. So how does it show up in your professional life when you're mentoring people?
Yeah, the habits that were instilled with fitness carried directly over to business, and that's why I think people that compete and like do things at a high level, you develop that just those habits of doing the things when you don't feel like them at a higher level. So that's why I think they do really well with business. Like I work with a lot of people that have competed over time, and they're some of my most successful clients that have just absolutely crushed it. And I'm like, man, what's the difference? Well, knowing when you're having a business and you're starting off and you're building it organically, right? You're going to have to, create content. You're going to have conversations with people on social media. You're going to have to do those things. And most people are like, well, I don't want to do that. That's like, somebody saying, I want a six pack and abs. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to have to eat healthy food. Like it's the same thing that carries over. So the other people that are like, you know what, I want this end goal. And I see it's not that bad. Like you just have to do certain things to be able to get it. And if there's a strategy and a structure that takes you directly to that end goal, like they do it. And that's the most important thing is just like, hey, you're not going to have to do it forever. Eventually, you're going to be able to have a team that comes in to take the load off your plate and do all that stuff. But I want everybody to learn it first before hiring a team. So that way you can do it more effectively. If you ever have somebody that, a team member that leaves or anything happens or they get sick or whatever it is, like you can just jump in without skipping a beat. You don't want your business to falter. Where if you don't know, then the business is going to crash whenever you have that. Also, you need to know how to onboard a new team member and how to train them correctly, because you can't expect somebody to come in and just like know everything about your business. Like it's going to be a process. So, owning a business and being successful at business, I think is a lot like being a successful person in fitness. There's a direct correlation. And it's just simple as like habits and then also finding out the structure and strategy. So like if you want to compete, Adam, like you're not just going to be like, oh, I'm going to compete someday. And if you're a couch potato, like get up on the stage and be like, oh, I want to be on the Olympic, you're going to get a coach. You're going to be like, okay, I need to work with somebody who's like walk the walk, who's built the strategy, who's built the structure, who can tell me exactly, what I need to do, break it all down for me to simplify the process so I can just follow the structure and get to that end result. So it's the same thing with business. It's like, yeah, do you want to do a million type of things and try a million different strategies and see all the different marketing things out there and be like, well, I'll try this and that and that and that and that and that? Or would you rather just be like, here's somebody that's already built out the whole system and strategy. Like, let me just follow their lead and like get there 100 times faster. So basically that's what I always say is like, if you want something bad enough, just work with somebody who's already done that, created it, and then you'll be able to reach that end result 10 times faster.
Amen. And sometimes we don't know what we don't know. We say it here often in this show. We're not all experts, right? And as a coach, as much years of expertise, success, and otherwise that you've acquired, we still have to stay humble and coachable in that regard and open. There's some things we don't know, we don't know. So any expert out there, caution, you might learn some things as you grow. If you open yourself up, we could spend our whole entire lives learning, and we'll never end. It's always a beautiful journey. And I think one of the things is that by having the guidance of someone who really can show you the proven track records, I think that's always one of the best things. That's why I'm also honored as well to let this audience know about you for what you do in the coaching services, because it's not just personal training that are coaches. It's not just life coaches. It's so many of these different types of business aspects that you really do offer to your clientele. And the expertise is par excellence. Oui, to say it in the French, right? Je comprends le français. So it's beautiful what you do. What are some of the things? Let's kind of keep shaping it. What are some of the things that you love coaching and in what you do? What are some of your favorites? We'll go there.
My favorite part, to be completely transparent, is like just jumping on the calls, and literally I've already built out all the frameworks and things, so that part's easy for me. But like literally helping people install them into their business, tweak, adjust, and optimize them, and be able to see the look on their faces when they finally like taste success. They're like, oh my God, I've been trying this for 5 years and you helped me do it in a freaking month. Like, what the hell? They're like, it's those things are just gratification for me. It's almost like seeing a client like that's been struggling to lose weight, and then you start working with somebody and all of a sudden the weight just starts peeling off and they start feeling better, and their energy and their confidence, and they're fitting in clothes they haven't fit in since high school and all those things in there too. That's the same gratification I get for helping somebody with their business, because I know when they're successful at their business, it helps out with everything else that they do. They can invest back into themselves. They can do things with their family. They can travel more. They can, if they're setting up an online business, like, well, literally you can take trips, you can knock out your stuff on your laptop, you can have, a lot more time to do the things. And then you have the financial ability now to do things that you couldn't be able to do. And it's not like money is, the end all, but it is damn nice being able to just go to a restaurant, not have to worry about like, looking at the plate, oh, I can't get that, we can't get that, or we can't go out to eat this week, or whatever it is. Like just having that flexibility and freedom, and not having to live on like a month to month where you don't know if you're going to be able to pay your bills every single month. Like just getting past that and getting that financial success is just beautiful. Beautiful.
I know. Love it. I do. Man, let's I'd say nowadays, would you agree that one of the biggest flexes, maybe not just money, is it's time. When you actually really get your time back, that's one of the biggest flexes now of the 21st century in 2025. What else would you say that is something to strive for? That kind of like aim towards as a healthy. We all have addictions, and we need to get rid of some of the bad ones. What is a healthy aim that you like to even help guide people towards? What is something good to strive for?
Yeah, it's time. Time is the new top currency, more than money now, right? So that's the one that's like completely been changing the game. And it's as simple as it sounds. It's happiness with what you're doing. Like I wake up every morning Adam, and I'm freaking excited to jump in and work with my tribe and jam and help them and do all the success and everything in and build out new frameworks and resources for them. I'm like, oh my God, they are gonna love this one. Watch this. Like, so when you love what you do, this, the old cliche, you never work another day in your life. So I feel like in a way, I'm like, I'm not even working because I'm just having fun. One of the first things that we do is we narrow down what's called your bullseye avatar, which is like your ideal client persona, who you want to work with, making sure that you can solve the problem, but also making sure it's somebody that you would enjoy working with, that you would like literally, walk through a wall for, and they would walk through a wall, for you. And that's how I feel about my clients and vice versa. So that's the cool thing about it, man. So yes, happiness is the number one, and then time, and then you get the money and you get all the other things down.
We go. There we go. Well, you are. I would. We have what, TNT? TNT. I want to jump into that because I used to think about the idea of who is Tobias. I looked at you like a Tony Robbins of the fitness industry. So what is the story behind TNT? How did that happen? How did TNT coaching happen? Where'd that come from?
All right. So I was obviously, I started doing gyms. So I started doing personal training back in 1999. Then I started managing the gyms, and I started to transition to the online training world. This is way before online training was a thing, because I was, like you were saying, the magazines and things. I was featured in a lot of magazines at the time. And so people would be emailing me and, contacting me and be like, hey, can you do a workout plan for me? Can you do nutrition plans? Like, I'm looking to get a 6-pack. Like, what should I do? And I loved it. I was like, oh my God, this is so freaking fun, because I was able to help people, right, and create major impact. So I would do all this, and I did it all for free. And I was like literally responding to everybody. And then eventually I got to start charging for this, man. You know what I mean? So I actually built out a website, and I was like, then I can start to refer people. So I got, more the serious, because the more you just give stuff away, I noticed that people don't implement it, but when they pay attention, and then they're going to be a much higher ability to implement the things when they're actually paying for it.
It's so true.
So then I started building the online training business. And I struggled for the first 5 years because I wasn't an online marketer. I was always like in-person gym sales and everything like that. I had a hard time. I was still getting clients and making money, but I wasn't at the level that I wanted to get to. So I finally said, screw this. I'm going to hire a coach. I'm going to help somebody help me with my marketing, with my coaching, with my business aspect for the online game. So that way I can continue to help more people in return. So when it first came out, I didn't even have the money, because it was like 10,000 for my first mentor. And, since then I've spent a ton of money, but 10,000 for my first one. I put it on a credit card because I didn't even have like $1,000 in my account. And I did that. I literally knew that I'd be able to do it if I had the right strategy, and I had the right person that believed in me and gave me the guidance that I could do it. And from there, my ROI just returned, and I started building a very successful online fitness business. And then about 5-6 years ago, I was on Facebook, and I connected with somebody that used to manage gyms with me. Like, we were both district managers. And so I was the district manager. He was like the district fitness manager. We reconnected. He was already doing business coaching for Fit Pros. So already, like what I'm doing now, he had a different name and stuff in there. And he's like, Tobias, would you come in and be a guest inside my group? Dude, I would love to have you like show them what you've been doing. And I think it would be pretty inspirational for them. So I did. It was amazing. Like, they were just like, holy, wow, doing some cool things. And then, obviously his coaches were like, man, you should bring Tobias back and all those things. And then he came to me. He's like, Tobias, dude, like, you should think about doing business coaching and helping the Fit Pros do what you do. Show them like how you built out your business and so forth. And at first I was like, nah, man, like, I don't mind helping you and giving some value to your tribe and stuff. But, I love fitness coaching, and I don't want to leave that. And then eventually I started thinking about it more and more. And I was like, you know what? That was so fun. I was ready for the next level because I've been doing it already for a very long time, and then finally I was like, okay, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it with you. We can partner up. We can build this business, because I was still doing the fitness coaching, too. So I still had my clients doing that, but I had systems in place. So I had the ability to free up time to do this. we built it up. He and then created TNT. So it was Tobias and Taylor. So that's what the TNT originally standed for, because Taylor was his last name. So that was the TNT. Eventually, he started getting into a lot of other stuff and crypto and all this stuff. So he wasn't involved in the coaching. I was like doing everything. And so I was just like, dude, let me just buy you out. So I ended up just buying him out, took it over completely, and the rest is history.
Rest is history, as they say. Nice. Well, that's amazing. I did not know. So shout out to Taylor. Good on you. God bless you. You guys set each other up for success. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna paint by numbers. You're crushing it in your life. You've got an amazing family. You've overcome obstacles. You've been a model. You've been a pro. You help people. You've been growing your entire life. And honestly, it is a thing that I've always admired and respected that you live up to, that people in this life do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. You embody that, Tobias, and I respect you, and I will say it live, and I want this for the world to see for the rest of the as long as this channel is up and running. What's next for you, Tobias? You've done so much. You're such an inspiration. What's on the hit parade for you? What are you looking to strive for next? What's big on your plate?
Thank you. And you know what? I super appreciate all the love that you're sharing, man. Just want to say, really, really appreciate that. I'm humbled by it. There's two things. So one thing is I'm building out a more robust coaching program where we're doing a lot of done for you components. Because one of the things that a lot of fit pros struggle with is like all the tech and setting up your email automation and funnels and all that stuff. They're like, I just want to train people. So I'm creating a higher tier for my main coaching program in there too. So now, like actually right after this podcast, I'm actually onboarding somebody for that program where it's going to be like taking care of all their tech work and setting up all that stuff. And they get full access to my team where we literally make it hands off for them, like literally plug and play. So that's kind of like the new thing that we're implementing there, because there's just so much of a need for it. Coaches are just like, I love it. I want to build my business, but I just don't know how to do all this tech stuff. And it slows them down. And that's why 70% of coaches actually drop off, within 3 years. And that's the number one. That's the now thing. The other thing is to be announced, because I have something big that's coming on. Adam, you will definitely know about it because it's going to be big. I can't announce it yet because there's a lot of things on the back end that haven't been finalized and released, working on some stuff, but you will be one of the first, trust me, to know. And it'll be something that you'll want to take part in as well.
Coach Adam family will stay on the edge of our seats with bated breath, my friend. We will be wanting to see you succeed in all things. We've covered it. And then honestly, I am so grateful and honored to have you on the show. This is kind of a part of the episode where I usually like to give back just a moment to my guests to be able to say something of reflection. If you were going to see this podcast 6 months from now, a year from now, what would you have wanted to say that you would have liked to have put out there in the universe of a day that you were like, I can look back and I said that and it was on my heart? So what's on your heart, what's in your heart, what would you like to say to the audience right now?
Most importantly is follow your passion. Like, from somebody that didn't have anything growing up, didn't have any money, didn't have any guidance whatsoever to be able to create a life that I enjoy. And I'm always striving to improve. I'm not perfect, I appreciate all the love that you give, but in my eyes, I'm like, man, you're not doing this right. You're not doing this enough. You're not doing like, I'm hard on myself. So I'm very critical because I'm always trying to things and improve. So the one thing I would say is follow your passion, follow your dreams, and don't ever settle.
Well, and if you ever need a pick me up, my friend, you call Coach Adam. I got you. If we got that internal voice and you want to be hard on you, you go ahead. I won't stop you. But if you want to pick me up, you call me. I got you.
Okay. I appreciate it, man.
And I'm sure you got it and embrace it. Obviously I'll put the links down below, but for anyone who's listening on Spotify or Apple or iHeartRadio, to our 10,000 followers now on YouTube, God bless you all. Where can they find you? Where can they find you, sir?
Yeah. So, if you're interested in coaching, you can go to tntfitprocoaching.com and you can check out just, a little bit about the biz. If you're a fitness coach and you're looking to get some help with the online side of things, or if you just want to connect, send me a message on Instagram, Tobias Young 1, Tobias Young and the number 1 in there. Would love to hear your thoughts. If you saw this podcast, shoot me a message. Be like, hey, I saw your podcast with Adam. This was my favorite part, or, hey, I saw your podcast, Tobias, you suck. Like, either way, shoot me a message. I'd love to connect with you guys.
Yeah. So definitely go show him some love, fam. He's an amazing soul, an amazing father, an amazing coach. We can't wait for whatever is coming down the pipeline. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be revolutionary. So we'll try and be a part of it. We'll talk on the back end. We'll make that happen. And I don't know. We'll have you on season 6. Maybe next time we'll bring you out to Monterey. We'll be inside the studio. and we'll have you on as a guest, and we can actually do the whole, like, School of Greatness real thing in real life. What do you think?
Hell yeah, let's go.
All right, buddy. Well, other than that, fam, I thank you so much again, Tobias. It's been an honor, good sir. And to all you who are watching and listening, we love you. Thank you, fam. Cheers.
Thanks so much for having me.
Preach at all times, but if necessary, use words.
I love that.
Preach at all times, and if necessary, use words.
Words on your heart.
Thank you. What's on my heart is what's in my heart, which is just
Emotional sense and in a professional sense.
I would say the first thing is professional. I'll talk to that. I think one of the